everyone, and welcome back to Cooking with Katie, the show where we don't actually cook anything, we just make soap. For real though, I had somebody tell me that all of my videos start out like a cooking show, and I was like, that'd be awesome if I could cook anything besides ramen noodles. Today we are making hot chocolate soap. This is my personal... Well, I keep saying this is my personal favorite. They're all my favorites. It's all Christmas soap, let's be real. But this is the last of the Christmas soaps. This is, again, the hot chocolate soap, and I'm excited about it. So we're going to start by pouring the lye water solution into the oils and down the stick blender. Why are we pouring it down the stick blender? Because it keeps air bubbles from getting trapped in the soap and making unappealing little divots in your finished bar. I feel like a news broadcaster. Look at me, I'm a chef, I'm a news broadcaster. What else can I be today? So I'm going to mix this up real quick on high, and then once it's fully emulsified, we are going to pour it into these two little containers so that we can mix up our accent colors. Excellent. Let's set off the stick blender to the side then. Now I'm going to pour it into these two containers. Like I said before, this one has Sahara Gold Mica from Nurture Soap Supplies in it, and this one is going to have titanium dioxide mixed with brown oxide. So it's going to make a very creamy looking brown. Fiddlesticks! Where the poop is my spatula? I found it! How else am I going to scrapey my bowl without my spatula? So I've mixed my brown oxide with some water here, so I'm going to put in roughly half a milliliter of this mixture, which is like 2 little squirts really. But brown oxide is potent stuff, so really the look I'm going for is all you really need. Hey, hello in there! Then I'm going to put right around 3 milliliters of my titanium dioxide and water blend. We're gonna mix up the gold first, and then we're gonna mix up the brown. That gold is gorgeous. It reminds me of an African lion's mane. And that brown is really nice too, but I think we need a little more brown. It's not looking quite chocolatey enough for my taste. Now that's more like it. Now do not be deceived. I know that these two colors look extremely similar, but you have to remember that I'm putting in the hot chocolate fragrance oil into this one, which is going to turn it absolutely dark brown and probably closer to black. So let's go ahead and add my hot chocolate fragrance oil here. This is actually another custom blend of my own, and I'm feeling just nice enough today to share with you guys what it is. These fragrance oils are both from Nature's Garden Candles. One of them is just their, I think it's called Hot Cocoa Bliss, and the other one is called Kickin' Cocoa. I believe that's both the names, but don't worry, I'll leave you links in the description box below so that you can go fetch them if you want them. So now that that's good and incorporated, I have my second little pour pitcher right here, and first I'm going to pour kind of a bulk amount out of this big pitcher first into the molds, and then for the little accents I'm just going to pour it into here because it makes pouring a lot easier. Time to pour very carefully, I might add, because this fragrance, or this fragrance oil blend rather, also makes a really, really liquidy soap, which is really nice if you're trying to do swirls, but it also makes pouring into the molds a little bit more difficult. This fragrance is so strong, it has smelled up my entire apartment, all 950 square feet of it. So let's add some gold accents now. I'm gonna pour this from up high and quite carefully. Again, the more runny it is, the more likely you are to spill on the sides. I know that from personal experience. And for the light brown now, this looks so yummy. It reminds me of like a latte, and I don't even like lattes. Now I have put a goodly portion of the base soap into this container here, and I'm going to take the clips off because who needs them anymore? And I'm going to gently pour this right into the batch. I don't want this to go very deep, so I'm kind of pouring closer. If you pour your soap closer to the container instead of up high and far away, the soap that you're pouring in won't go as deep because it doesn't have as much force pushing it down. So the closer I stay, the less deep it will go. And I want to pour all that I have in this little container into here. And I have poured much more into the loaf mold closer to me than I have into this one, so I'm just going to pour it all into here. And then we're going to pour some more gold in, and I'm pouring this from up a bit higher because the soap at this point is starting to thicken, and I want this to go a little bit deeper than just surface level. See, because if I poured this close, look, it wouldn't even penetrate. It would just sit right there on the top. Got to scrapey this container, make sure all the goodness is in the batch. And I will return jiffy quick to come back and pipe these bars. Righto, and off we go. So we're going to start by putting, ooh, that came out with a fury. 3 little dollops across first. Oh, I hear someone beating around outside my apartment. I wonder who that could be. Then we're gonna build it up from here. And I have some cute little marshmallow embeds. I will leave a link to that in the description box as well. So if you're looking for marshmallow embeds, this is a pretty good mold. It's not the best, but it'll do. Quite personally, I think it might be better to make your own marshmallow mold. Wholesale Supplies Plus, they at least used to, and I have some left over. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have some mold making stuff where it was like, pour one of these things into the other, and we'll make you a silicone mold. And I did that for an orange mold one time, and it worked perfectly, and I think that would do really good with the marshmallows, because the marshmallow molds that I had one in the past and then I bought a new one. It made the marshmallows a little too short for my taste. It's like a mini marshmallow mold, and I like compared a mini marshmallow to it, and it just didn't look quite long enough. It still looked kind of stumpy. So yeah, oh, it's really hard. I cannot see the markings on these. But yeah, I'll leave the link down there if you're just looking for a quick marshmallow fix for candles or soap. It's rare that I do piping in any other color besides white, and now that I'm doing this rich chocolatey color, I'm kind of like, maybe I should change some things up next year and try to do more colored piping. So I wanted to tell you guys, because I told y'all about the first thing, so I definitely wanted to tell you about the second installment with the cat. We actually ended up taking him back to his foster mother. He was not happy here. He really wasn't. I think because he was found outdoors and was originally an outdoor cat, he just really wanted to be outside all the time, and we live on a second story for our apartment building, and there was nowhere for him to go. I really, really love Boris. I really do. And it's one of those things where you love the thing enough to do what's best for them instead of what you perhaps would prefer, because of course I would prefer him to stay here, but he just wasn't happy. So I love him enough to give him back to his foster mom, and I guess hope that he gets put with a family, maybe with a backyard, where he can be an indoor-outdoor cat, and essentially just gets put with someone who can better care for him and really give him, you know, what he needs. We kind of had him on a trial basis anyway. His foster mom was like, you know, if something goes wrong, please, please, please just call me back up. It is okay. We just really want him to be happy, and that's what we wanted to. So we ended up taking Boris back. Don't worry. I am coping. I am doing okay. It was mainly just the kitty that I want to be happy, and he wasn't. I couldn't, you know, he wasn't happy here. We just weren't a good fit, and that is okay. That happens sometimes. But yeah, that's the latest kitty installment, so I'm having to just make do with my husband, who I am super content with and quite grateful for. Piping being completed, I am now going to take some chocolate glitter from Nurture Soap Supplies, and I'm going to sprinkle this liberally all down the soap, covering every single bar generously with some sparkly sparkles. I don't use colored glitter very often. I think that sometimes because of the particle size that you have to use for soap, this microfine glitter that it actually ends up damaging the look more than it does help it, because it just looks kind of odd in my opinion. That is just my own personal preference, of course. But for brown on brown and, you know, chocolate on chocolate, essentially, I thought this would be an actual, a really good addition. So I'm just going to apply this all over. The next thing that I'm going to do is put a mica drizzle on top. Now this is using the same gold that I used before, and I mixed it with olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle it on top, just like you would on top of a hot chocolate or perhaps a coffee drink, you know, that like kind of caramel drizzle that they always do on top to add to the appeal. You always could do this with melt and pour too. Anything that I have done as an oil drizzle, you could probably do with melt and pour if you had enough time and patience, which of course you guys know I lack. It's a lot simpler just to mix the stuff up with oil and be done with it, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And last but not least, I will be putting in 2 little marshmallow embeds on each of the soap bars. This is going to take absolutely ages, so let me perform some of my soapy fairy godmother magic, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Ta-da! All the marshmallows are in. So now I'm going to take my trusty rubbing alcohol and give this a good spritz, covering all of the surface area to help keep soda ash from forming, which is just kind of a white chalky substance, even though even if I didn't spray this it wouldn't form because my piping recipe is so great. So mainly, in all honesty, I do this to keep my melt and pour embeds from sweating, but other people spritz it. Just for all you guys who don't actually make soap, most people spritz it to keep the soda ash off it. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! It's so marshmallowy. Looks tasty. If it wasn't soap, I'd eat it! I can't wait to cut into these bars. You know it's gonna smell absolutely fabulous. And remember, all of the links to the fragrances are down in the description box below. Right, so we will be back tomorrow to cut these. Woohoo! And good morning, everyone. We are back the next day to cut these bars. As soon as I took them out of the mold, I mean as soon as I took them out of the mold, they started smelling up the entire room. Like, this is such a strong fragrance and it smells so good. Just push down on Evangeline here. Evangeline is what I named my soap cutter. Pring! And let's pull one out of the middle, shall we? Ooh. So this is what it looks like before it has darkened up. You can see here's the light color, here's the kind of caramel color, and then of course we still have the caramel drizzle on top and the 2 little marshmallows. Crikey, this stuff smells so good! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. By the time you'll be watching it, these soaps will already be available. I film all my videos so far in advance, and then since I only upload them once a week, if I make like 4 soaps in a week, I can literally post the last one like a month later. If you did enjoy, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel, maybe even leave me a comment down below, and if you want one, you can go grab yourself one. I hope you all have a royal day, and I will see you soon. So until next time, bye for now.